At first glance, it looks like the warthog is losing a battle it can never win. Tiny dark shapes cling to its ears, neck, and face, feeding silently while the animal searches for food across the African savanna. But just as the burden seems overwhelming, help arrives from the sky. A pair of red-billed oxpeckers lands with remarkable confidence. They don't hesitate. Instead, they begin moving through the warthog's coarse hair with incredible precision, inspecting every fold of skin as though following an invisible map. For the birds, this is breakfast. For the warthog, it can mean relief from hundreds of irritating parasites. Ticks thrive in warm, hidden places where thick skin meets soft tissue. A warthog's ears, eyelids, shoulders, and neck provide perfect shelter. Left unchecked, these blood-feeding parasites can weaken an animal over time, increasing stress and sometimes spreading disease. The warthog cannot easily reach many of these places. Its short legs and stiff neck make thorough grooming almost impossible. Rolling in mud helps, but it isn't enough to remove every stubborn parasite. That is where the oxpeckers become essential partners. Each bird walks carefully across the warthog's body, stopping whenever it detects movement beneath the bristles. With lightning-fast accuracy, it plucks another tick free before swallowing it whole. The warthog barely reacts. Years of shared survival have created an unusual level of trust. Even around the sensitive eyes and ears, the birds are allowed to work undisturbed. As storm clouds drift across the horizon, more insects become active, and the number of parasites continues to grow. For animals living in this harsh landscape, every small advantage matters. The relationship unfolding here is not friendship in the human sense. It is something even more powerful, a partnership shaped by millions of years of evolution, where each species gains something the other cannot easily achieve alone. But this partnership is not always as simple as it appears. Hidden beneath the surface are moments of cooperation, conflict, and survival that reveal just how complicated life on the African plains can become. The oxpecker's sharp eyesight is perfectly suited for its demanding profession. While larger birds search for prey from above, this specialist searches just centimeters away, scanning every wrinkle and patch of skin for the slightest movement. A single stop on the warthog's back may last only a few seconds before the bird hops to another location, repeating the process again and again. Its slender red bill acts like a finely crafted tool, reaching deep into folds where parasites hide beyond the reach of hooves, tusks, or mud. Meanwhile, the warthog continues grazing, almost as if nothing unusual is happening. Every mouthful of grass can be taken without constantly stopping to scratch or shake away biting pests. This saves precious energy. Life in the savanna demands constant trade-offs. Time spent grooming is time not spent feeding. Time spent fighting parasites is time not spent watching for predators. The oxpecker quietly solves part of that problem. Researchers have observed these birds visiting many different large mammals, including buffalo, giraffes, zebras, rhinos, and antelope. Each host offers a different feeding opportunity, but every visit depends on patience and careful timing. Not every landing is welcomed. Nervous animals may shake the birds away, forcing them to search elsewhere. The warthog, however, often tolerates their presence for surprisingly long periods. As the birds continue working, the number of visible ticks slowly declines. Yet nature rarely offers perfect balance. Sometimes an oxpecker may continue pecking after the ticks are gone, feeding from tiny wounds or keeping a scab open to drink small amounts of blood. Scientists continue studying how often this behavior occurs and how much it affects different host animals. Even so, in areas where parasite numbers are extremely high, removing countless ticks may still provide an important overall benefit. Nothing in nature is entirely black or white. The afternoon sun grows hotter, and the warthog heads toward a muddy wallow. Thick mud cools the body, protects the skin from biting insects, and forms another line of defense against parasites. The oxpeckers lift into the air, circling nearby until the warthog emerges once again. Within moments, they return to work. Their daily routine follows the rhythm of the animals they depend on. When the herd moves, the birds move. When danger appears, they react instantly. A distant rustle spreads through the tall grass. The warthog freezes. The oxpeckers also stop feeding, stretching their necks to scan the surroundings. Their elevated position provides an excellent viewpoint, and they often notice movement long before animals feeding below can see it clearly. A sudden burst of alarm calls breaks the silence. Whether the threat is real or only suspected, hesitation can be fatal. The warthog bolts toward the nearest burrow, its tail raised high like a flag, while dust explodes beneath its hooves. The birds launch skyward at exactly the same moment. Within seconds, the open plain becomes quiet again. Predators are only one challenge. Drought, heat, disease, and parasites constantly test every creature that lives here. Survival depends on countless small advantages rather than one dramatic victory. For the oxpecker, finding healthy hosts means finding reliable food. For the warthog, reducing parasite loads may help preserve strength through the toughest seasons. In the African wilderness, success often belongs not to the strongest animal, but to those that adapt together. As evening settles across the savanna, golden light reveals a cleaner coat than the one seen at dawn. The warthog has spent the day feeding, traveling, wallowing, and relying on tiny companions that weigh only a fraction of a single hoof. The oxpeckers have also succeeded. Every tick removed becomes another meal, allowing the birds to survive in an ecosystem where food can be unpredictable. Their relationship reminds us that nature is built from countless invisible connections. Some are obvious. Others are so small that they pass unnoticed until we look closer. A bird no larger than a hand can influence the health of an animal hundreds of times its size. A single parasite may seem insignificant, yet thousands together can shape the lives of entire populations. These quiet interactions rarely make headlines, but they are the threads that hold ecosystems together. The African savanna is often remembered for dramatic hunts and powerful predators, yet some of its most remarkable stories unfold without roaring, chasing, or fighting. They happen one careful step, one precise peck, and one tiny tick at a time. The next time you see a small bird standing fearlessly on the back of a giant mammal, remember that you're witnessing millions of years of evolution working in perfect rhythm of partnership that continues to shape life across the wild plains of Africa. If you enjoyed exploring this incredible wildlife story, be sure to subscribe and join us for more unforgettable journeys into the natural world.